Hello there, sunshines, and welcome to episode 16, new season, of Directions from Your Spiritual Tour Guide podcast. My name is Shanel Scott. I am your host and your spiritual tour guide. Thank you so much for joining me. If this is your first time here, welcome to the podcast. This is where I give you the straight talk on all things spiritual and divine. I have a huge belief system that spirituality is simple and accessible to anybody and everybody. So join me every other Monday for a new episode all about something in the spiritual realm, where I just give you, again, the straight talk on all things spiritual and divine. So this week I wanted to talk about 2023. So tradition of mine is to record the year energy forecast for the channel, for Instagram, for all of you. And I put it out there every year on New Year's Day. Now, normally, I record it on New Year's Eve. It's part of my New Year's Eve tradition. And then it's all edited and everything to land out, to drop on New Year's Day. But this year was a little bit different. And it was interesting because even in my practice, I just kept on getting this message from my clients about, having to really finish the energy of 2022 to be able to forward into 2023. And I really felt that this year, that I couldn't even do that recording in 2022, that it needed to be detached from the 2022 energy and needed to be recorded in 2023. So it made for a very long New Year's Day of editing and getting it out there because it is a big project and I do it all myself. I do not have a team. I am the whole team. So it can be sometimes a little daunting sitting there editing and uploading and all of that good stuff. But recording it was heart bursting. It was energy that was so expansive and so big and so incredible that I knew that I had to share in a podcast, kind of like the Cole's Notes, to be able to express kind of what to expect in 2023 energetically. And I don't think we're really prepared for it. I think we have no clue as to what is coming this year. And it's just about holding on for the ride. And it's a good ride. It's a fun roller coaster, not a bad one, if you like roller coasters. So totally jump over to my social media, my YouTube, and check out the 2023 energy forecast. I make it really digestible. Every month is a new video, so you can go back and watch a month easily as well. I like towards the end of the month to kind of rewatch the month and just kind of be like, oh yeah, that happened, that didn't happen, da 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 da. And then I always watch the following month to kind of be like, okay, well, let me get prepared for that. And it's always interesting how much comes true and how it resonates, and not always in a way that I expect it. I really love that analogy that, our plan isn't always the same plan as the universe's plan, and we just have to go with it. It kind of feels like that's what this year is about. It's about surrendering deeper. Even when you think you've surrendered, you need to surrender just a little bit more to really fall into the flow of the energy of this year. I think the biggest piece is this path that we are walking has become heart-centered. And it's not that we're becoming selfish or self-centered. It is really about honoring ourselves, honoring our soul, honoring the whispers of our soul, honoring how we feel in the present, and really moving from that place. Things that no longer feel good need to fall away. Things that are heavy need to be let go of so that we can make space for the things that we really want in our lives. And we've really seen this shift. And it's funny because this shift started a long time ago. We've been moving through the chakra system through life in general, not our personal life, but the world. And it's an interesting journey that we've been taking. And, you know, the root chakra took a really, really long time because survival was a hard thing back in the day. But as we've kind of evolved, the evolution starts happening faster and faster. And, you know, back, I want to say like 2010, 2012, we really started to move into the heart center. So we moved away from being our physical things that we need to more of our emotional and spiritual chakras. That is the great divide between the solar plexus and the heart. That is the divide between those two. Now, interestingly enough, for those who join me in the Divine Map membership, you'll get a little bit of a deeper dive on that one, but there is some connection between our sacral chakra and our heart chakra and how we move forward with that. And I'll just say it's kind of our passions and how we connect to those things and how we kind of fuel those things. If you're in the Divine Map, check out the January message. If you are not part of Divine Map, get in before the doors close again this month. Lots of opportunities to work with me live, online, and even get personal readings and mentoring within a group setting. So as I diverge. So back to, it's a really heart-centered energy that we're walking into. And if you're not walking that heart-centered path, it's going to feel more and more and more uncomfortable. This goes along with this theme that we had in 2022, and it carries forward into 2023 because there are some people that aren't doing the work that they need to do. And if that is you, smarten up. I always get told that I'm too nice about the way that I say things and share things sometimes, but there really is this piece that if you don't have your crap together right now, if you are not letting go of the things that you need to, if you're not doing the soul work that you need to do right now, things are going to get gross. They're going to get messy. They're going to get complicated. The lessons are just going to get bigger and bigger because you're not paying attention. Now, even if you have paid attention and you've done the work, you may have lessons come up to make sure that you're not being a dumbass still. The universe does that. The universe will throw something back at you again to make sure that you are not being a dumbass. So please be mindful of that. This isn't about the fact that you haven't learned something. This is about the fact that you did learn it and you're about to prove to the universe that you did learn it. For those of you that don't. For those of you that have been digging in their heels and just refusing to push forward, it is not going to be nice. It is time to do the healing work that needs to be done. So many years ago, things kind of fell apart, and it's time to bring it all back together. We went through this period with COVID, and we had isolation and masking and all of these things. But it also taught us how to come together as a community. It reminded us how to love each other and take care of each other in a way that we had forgotten to. It reminded us to slow down and to be present and to spend quality time with each other. There are so many amazing lessons that came out of such a horrible thing. And that was just, again, it was preparation for what is coming. This bigger thing. But this other piece of it is this rise of the divine feminine. It is not about the divine feminine taking over. It is about finding balance. We have lived in a very patriarchal world, and I am not a feminist in any way, shape, or form, but I do strongly believe in equality. But this harsher, more dominant energy that has been going on for so very, very long is falling by the wayside. There is this rise of the feminine energy to create balance. It is not a taking over of, it is to create a balance. We need power. We need to be empowered. But we don't need to dominate and rule. There is a big difference. The energies going forward carry this as well as that heart-centered piece. As individuals and even as businesses and corporations, if we are not embodying this, we are going to see shifts and changes that don't work, don't feel good, and maybe even create a crumbling. The world is asking for us to care more, to love deeper, to take better care of each other, to come together. And this is not just in our own backyard. This is a global situation. So it is important to release the past so that we don't have to relive it over and over again. So that we have done the healing that is necessary to move forward and shift our focus instead of focusing on the things we don't want. Focusing on the problems, the situations, the stuff that we just want to leave behind, but for whatever reason, like to carry it around like a backpack. But can you imagine if you just chose to heal? Chose to leave it in the past so that you can focus on the now and the future? If you focused your energy on the things that you want in your life instead of focusing it on the things that didn't go right, how much life could change? Just putting that one out there. That is part of this energetic shift. The manifestation energy is also huge during this year. It will come in pockets, and there will also be pockets of deep rest where we are being asked to take stillness, to surrender, to do some of the underground stuff, to do some of the internal stuff instead of the action stuff, because we need to find balance in the rest department as well. This shift from the hustle, from the power, from the dominant, to such this nurturing and caring and taking care of each other and lifting each other up, being heart-centered, it is a huge shift for humanity. Yeah, it's big. It's so big. So that kind of comes up to the last two things that I wanted to talk about, and they kind of go together. The other big message for 2023 is connection. And this isn't necessarily connection with others, although it is, as I keep bringing up community. But this is also our connection to ourselves and to the divine. It is when we are present, and that is really this year we're being asked to be so incredibly present, that when we are in that place of presence, we are aware of our own body and our own soul and the whispers of those. We are aware of how we feel and whether or not we want to feel that way or not. And then we are aware of how we can shift and change that because we are listening, not only to our bodies and to our souls, but we are also listening to our spirit, our intuition. That rolls into stepping into the flow and stepping into trust. When we truly step into the magic of the flow, there is this deep connection. There is also deep trust. Trust that we can listen to our own intuition and that we trust that intuition. Trust in the universe and the plan that the universe has for us. Trust that you will see everything that you need to in the moment that you need to see it. Trust that you will feel how you need to feel, and that your feelings will share with you the things that you need to know about moving forward. Trust that you are open to everything that is being placed before you, that you can see these opportunities, that you can see these amazing situations. This year has the potential to be incredible. This year has the potential to take you closer to the dream life that you have always wanted. But this year also has the potential to be heavy if you are not doing the soul work that you need to do to move forward. Again, I am so grateful for that 2023 energy forecast and the information it brought. If you have not jumped over and watched it yet, please jump over to social media or to YouTube and check out the playlist. Take a listen, maybe twice, and really take in the energy that's coming forward this year, as I feel like we have a really small down period right now to kind of prepare ourselves to really get our ducks in a row, to get in line, to make sure we have dumped all the stuff that we need to dump, to be able to step forward and really step into this year with a clean slate. So grateful for the opportunity to share this with you. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to share that 2023 energy forecast. I hope you take time to watch it. Thank you for being here, for joining me on the podcast today. Jump over and join me on social media to get in on more of all of this. And if you want to dive even deeper, join me in the Divine Map. Check it out on my website. Membership will close again at the end of this month. Again, this is the most inexpensive way to work with me in a very I shouldn't say one-on-one. It's a group setting, but there's definitely a lot of opportunity for individual help, mentoring, personal readings, all sorts of great stuff. Plus, you get a whole lot more of my energy forecasting and channeled readings and all sorts of good stuff in there. So go and check it out. From my heart and soul to yours, have a great rest of your day, everybody.